Hello everyone, thanks for coming to my channel. For all those that have subscribed, thank you very much. We do appreciate you. For those that are yet to do that, please do subscribe, press the notification bell so you can get all our latest news. Thank you. Okada Marwa Ban generating broad smiles, biting agony in Lagos. The recent ban on commercial motorcycles and tricycles in 6 local government areas and 9 local council development areas of Lagos State has impacted on residents in different ways. When the Lagos State government announced the ban on commercial motorcycles and tricycles, also known as Okada and Keke, last Tuesday, many of the operators, especially the ride-hailing services, received the news with a mixture of shock and disbelief. As reactions from members of the public greeted the announcement, frantic attempts were made by the operators to get the government to reconsider its decision. Last Friday, massive protests held across the state, with those affected by the ban calling on members of the Lagos State House of Assembly to intervene in the matter. But the lawmakers responded by asking the protesters to obey the law. On Saturday, when the order took effect, it was clear that the Lagos State was determined to rid the state of the presence of Okada and Marwa Riders, who it considered as collectively constituting a nuisance on the road. The State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, had said at one point that the government had had enough of fatal accidents caused by operators. Omotosho said the figures are scary between 2016 and 2019, where we had more than 10,000 cases of accidents recorded at general hospitals across the state. These numbers exclude reported cases and those recorded by other hospitals. The total number of deaths from reported cases is over 600 as of date. Wow. Omotosho also noted that Okada and Marwa riders often violated the Transport Sector Reform Law 2018 and contributed to the crime rate in the state. The most affected by the ban are the ride-hail services and their investors. The most popular ones are Opay, Gokada, and Max. The chief executive officer of Max, Adetayo Bamiduro, in a recent interview said his company had invested billions of naira in the business. Bamiduro, who claimed that his company had been paying taxes to the state government and the federal government, said that in terms of equity, investment, and shareholders, Max had close to $10 million, about 3.6 billion naira in Lagos. And in terms of financing, the thing that we have accomplished in the business cost well over $5 million, about 1.8 billion naira, he added. The co-founder listed some of the company's investors to include Novasta Venture, Alethea Capital, Breakthrough Energy Ventures, Yamaha, and MasterCard, whom he said invested millions of dollars into the social enterprise. The pilot operations manager of Gokada, Victor Daminabo, said millions of dollars invested into the business had also been lost through the ban. Um, Thousands of the undocumented Okada and Marwa riders in different parts of Lagos may lose their means of livelihood or be forced to change their occupation. While statistics are not available for other services, Max said it created 2,000 direct jobs and 70,000 indirect jobs, meaning that some 90,000 Lagos residents on the platform would lose their means of livelihood. During the protests at the Lagos House of Assembly, female Okada rider Sandra Igbuna said she was able to fund her education with the money she saved from earnings. As of Saturday, many residents of Lagos State had started feeling the pain of the ban, especially people who needed to use the inner roads where only Okada and Marwa riders ply. Monday and Tuesday were worse, with photos and videos of stranded commuters hitting the social media, with many wondering how they would cope without the commercial vehicles that plied inner roads. This is the letter that was written to SANWO. Dear SANWO, my cousin, and I walked from Unilag Junction to Ransom Kuti. We would have taken a bike instead. On our way, a man offered to suck the vag of one of us, and we had to run from the car wash end to the road to the gate. Hell is hotter than Lagos State, sir, they said. Most Okada and Marwa riders pay levies to officials of the National Road Union of Road Transport Workers every day. Our correspondent, who spoke to several riders, learned that aside from paying 1,000 naira to the leaders of the union at designated parks, they still had to pay some money to touts at various bus stops. With the ban, the NURTW, National Union of Road Transport Workers, is certain to lose the huge revenue it realizes from levies received from the riders in all of this. The commercial drivers appears to be the beneficiaries of the situation. As of Monday, bus fares had risen by 100 or 200% due to the number of stranded commuters at the bus stop. Also, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, however, said government failed to address the root cause of the emergence of commercial motorcyclists and tricycles before clamping restrictions on them. The LCCI, Lagos Chambers of Commerce, noted that the proliferation of the commercial motorcycles and tricycles in the state were manifestations of shortcomings in the transport system. The LCCI Director General, Dr. Madu Yusuf, said that although the body recognized the increased traffic and security challenges that some of the commercial motorcycles and tricycles created, the state ought to have had an engagement with stakeholders in that sector. He listed some of the challenges that gave rise to the riders as high vehicular density, intractable traffic congestion, and frequent lockdown, especially during peak periods of traffic. Absence of a robust mass transit system suitable for an increased population and emerging megacity, limited road capacity which had been long outpaced by the vehicular growth, he added. Yusuf also mentioned the absence of complementary modes of transport, especially water transportation, rail, and subways. He added that the state had weak institution capacity for enforcement of traffic regulations. The chairman of the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, Southwest Zone, Bola Ogunyele, said the government's concerns were genuine, but the execution was wrong. He said those who gave the riders license and allowed motorcycles into the state are not fools. You are taking money from them. They are paying double taxation, and you are now asking them not to work again. Alternative arrangement ought to have been put in place. During the electioneering, the government used these people. Now that these people have won the election, you are now saying they are no longer good for the road. He said there was the need for a stakeholders meeting where people could contribute to the discussion before the decisions would be made. So my people, this is what is happening in Lagos State. The state government, Dr. SANWO, has imposed a ban on the motorcycles and tricycles in Lagos State. The thing is, Um, ban everywhere in Nigeria. But truth be said, if we take the statistics and see what is happening, Lagos State has turned into a chaos because everywhere you go in Lagos, talking about the transport sector, is unbelievable. With the inception of Marwa and tricycles in that state, it makes it even worse. To be honest, I think this set of transportation needs to be banned. To be honest, because it has long constituted nuisance in Lagos State, and especially the death toll, the rate of people dying as a result of motor accidents on the road is really worrying. I understand that the government should have looked into alternative ways of creating employment for this set of people, but unfortunately, what has to be done has to be done. And again, the government had to make the decision at some point to put a ban on these people. But you see, this again is this sort of thing that needs to be done in Nigeria, because it's not only banning the Marwa or the keke drivers. If the government needs to take a decision, it needs to take a decision, even to the presidency, to the federal government. For example, the light is always unstable in Nigeria. Just electricity is always unstable in Nigeria. Why? Because when they want to take certain decisions, they have to meet with the stakeholders, with the people that supplies these generators and all that, and that is why decisions are not made. To date, decisions are not made. You can't say there's stable electricity in Nigeria. But if we have to take these decisions, because this is what other countries of the world do, the House, the legislators, all of them, they look into the bill. If they can even vote for it, if it goes through the House, that is what it is. That is how change comes to the country. That's how change comes to the states. I don't think what Sanwo-Olu has done is very, very bad. But all we need to do is to look at creating more jobs, mostly for the level of people that does this business. Is creating more jobs, making sure that these people are able to live even without this sort of transportation. So I don't know. You can leave your comments, subscribe to us as well, and we want to hear what you think about the recent ban in Nigeria. Again, subscribe to us and leave your comments. Thank you very much. Please do click the notification bell as well. Thank you. We want to hear from you. Bye.